Hi, Lazy Boy. Carla Favorites here with this episode of Market Fresh News Spring 2019 Introductions. Well, without a doubt, the biggest introduction of Spring Market is our newest spokesmodel, Kristen Bell. Woo! Now, here at Lazy Boy of Arizona, well, we like to travel with our own spokesmodel. So please, can I introduce to you Sean Hunter. Our spokesmodel is also our manager of our Prescott location. And our first product introduction is actually Sean's favorite from market, the Paxton. Paxton really fills a gap in our line of that larger scale, standard size sofa, but with the two larger seat cushions. This is available as a sofa, love seat, chair and a half, and a sectional. This, I really believe, is what we've been waiting for, and it's super trendy right now. Next up is we are introducing a new duo called the Rider. In response to your feedback and feedback from our customers, it has a little bit higher back, but still doesn't look like the traditional recliner as much. So the Rider coming in for duo. Now, there will be more information available on the share drive, the mobile drive, and I'll attach it to an email going out to where you can get little intricate details about each piece. Today is just a nice quick overview. So this is what will be for every product if you visit the mobile drive under Lazy Boy market introductions. And next up, we have a couple urban attitudes introductions. One is the Birmingham and the Albany. Now, something cool about the Albany, I do like that outside exposed frame. It is available with an ottoman, and it's also one of those press back chairs that we have. Super sharp looking frames. Both of these part of Urban Attitudes, so you have two promotion price points. The Albany shown here is one of our base fabrics. So over all the way to the right on your pricing books, you'll see a base UA Urban Attitudes and a CORR. That's your correlate promotion pricing for one of those cool fabrics like the Birmingham is shown in. So as long as you stick to those iClean handle that's on the Urban Attitudes, you will have two great promotion price points. Next up is a new designer's choice, the Scarlet. What I like for Scarlet is that it's a 028 mechanism. So I believe it's going to be a great addition to our existing Charlotte and Raleigh for a little bit lower price point that's super stylish. And how good would that look with Paxton? I think it'd look good, but I'd probably check with my designer anyway. Next is our motion furniture. So I am so happy with Paxton, and I'm so happy for Roman because we did have a gap for that larger scale two-seat sofa, both in stationary and reclining. So our Roman comes in with a sofa and a chair and a half reclining. The Murray, the chair did well, so we've introduced the motion line. And I also really like having Kipling. It's that clean pad over arm. It's a look we don't have right now with the pad over back as well. So those three new motion lines, and then recliners, a proven frame, the Reed. It may look a little familiar if you've been around for a little while. So the Reed has, oh gosh, I've known it very similar as the Forte, as the Larson. So now here's the Reed. It's going to do very well, I'm sure, as is the Ruby. The Ruby's just an adorable small scale, button tufted, clean little arm on it. And then the Kipling is the chair that coordinates with the new motion sofa. And then we did have some pretty big changes to our Summit recliners. So we've introduced the Redwood, and then if you'll remember, our Crandall is discontinued, but brought back as Randall, and O'Neill is being brought back as Neil, and that's because we're able to now do a chaise on a Summit series. So on that link to the mobile drive, you will find deeper information on that. I did want to present to you a little bit of info on our price books. You'll see some of our pricing books will have an N. That indicates it's a new frame or new fabrics. There's something new about it. And for this case, it's the Scarlet, so it's a new frame. And then there also some will have a D. That's for discontinued. I did use this as an example because while the Crandall is discontinued, we can still order it until we start getting those Randalls actually in the stores and flowing through. So as of right now, we are able to still order the Crandall, and as the Randall comes in, we'll have a little bit of crossover until we then truly discontinue the Crandall. So keep helping our clients with our most popular style. of our Summit series, new leg rest mechanism. So what allows us now to have a chaise on our Summit series is we can get a 3-inch leg extension, which is perfect because that means we can use it for power, where if you'll recall, our kick out footrest didn't kick out when we put power on the Summit series. And crazy enough, it actually gives a 1/2 inch longer leg length than the old mechanism did. More information on that also on that packet that'll be available. And then finally, the controller for the 1HR and the 16H. I got a chance to try this out. I'm very excited. I think it was an excellent decision by Lazy Boy. The toggle switches are somehow more intuitive than the buttons are, even than the P10s. So you have your toggle switches, and they've also added a home button. So you click that home button, everything returns to the full upright position, and a memory 1 and a memory 2. So I think of like our cars. I have my setting, my 6'1" husband, Johnny, he has his setting on it. So it may be 2 people using the same chair, or you just have 2 different comfort positions, maybe one for reading and one for napping. And then what a great value. They can upgrade to a wireless remote for only $80. And it's $80 whether they order it on the right, which is an RW, or on the left, which is an LW. And this has a little cradle that it comes in that I think some cool features. So you still have the home and the 2 memory settings. You have still the independent back, feet, headrest, and lumbar. And then in the cradle, I think they've thought of quite a few things for this one. You have a little switch that you can actually lock the remote out so no one can touch the buttons and move it. And you have a find feature. And the find feature, I think I use my watch to find my phone more often than I use it for most anything else. So same for this remote. You can click that little find feature and you go find your remote, it beeps to you. Now you can still use your memory settings and home setting from the cradle. However, if you want to customize each of those positions, you will need the remote. And this just in, the remotes will ship with 3 AAA batteries, thank you. And pretty cool, they'll also ship with some labels. So these little letters and numbers on it. If 2 people were to each purchase a 1HR, the remotes are synced to that exact chair. So that frequency for the Bluetooth is exclusive to each chair and each remote pair. So a customer can label their remote to go with the chair, and also for our floors, so we're not chasing down a bunch of different remotes, we can use them to label our floor models as well. So that wraps up this episode of Market Fresh News. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy selling, happy designing, and happy serving our customers.